sun goes down, Sacramento lights up. Bold, smart, unpredictable. Join Sky Alton as he shines a spotlight on the stories, the talent, and the everyday moments that makes our community amazing. And now please welcome Sky Alton.
Welcome to another episode of Everyday Amazing. Of course, I'm your host, Guy Alton, and my next guest tonight is a former journalist who kept Sacramento informed and connected, bringing clarity to the stories that matter most. You may know her from CBS News, Fox 40, but tonight she's here to talk about everything happening at the California State Fair. We're going to have Darla Givens on the show, but let's take a little look at what she's going to be talking about tonight.
What are your favorite memories? They're not everyday things. They're moments that shine a little brighter, like postcards from the past. Moments that linger long after the sun sets. A souvenir of now, where every destination is a postcard. But don't just remember these moments. Come write a new one. Wish you were here, the California State Fair.
Yes, we're getting to all things State Fair. You don't want to miss this episode. Darla Givens will be right back.
Everyday Amazing with Sky Alton.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Darla Givens to the show.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, wow. How you feeling?
Well, we're less than 3 months away from the California State Fair.
How excited are you about that?
Excited, but whoo, I tell you, we have a lot going on. A lot going on.
So, we're going to get into that. Okay. Now, you are the director of media communications for the whole California State Fair, correct?
For the entire California State Fair. So anytime you see us out on a story about the State Fair, I've set that up. So that's why I'm here tonight to talk to you.
Tell me a little bit, how long you've been doing that?
I have been with the California State Fair since 2017, but as a business entity, I've been there since 2023.
Okay.
So I've been doing it quite a while.
Okay,
so it's a lot of fun out there, lots of things for people to go see and do at the California State Fair.
Okay, so tell me how this year differs from like past years. What fun things are you guys doing?
It's not over yet. We're still putting the pieces together. No, but we try to bring something new and different every year, from a wide range of, say, musical acts, because our concerts are huge this year. And let me just get to the fair dates so that people are like, when is the fair?
Right.
Friday, July 17th, and it runs through Sunday, August 2nd. So opening up the California State Fair for our concert series, our Toyota concert series on the Sky River Casino stage, Babyface. The one and only Babyface.
That's big.
It's
That's major.
Huge.
That is
yes.
big.
And so we have R&B soul artists, we have country artists, we have some pop. Iration, they are like a reggae fused band. So we have something for everyone. Trace Atkins is going to be performing, Lee Bryce. Struggle Jennings, the last name, Waylon Jennings. He's the son of Waylon Jennings, who is going to come there and like speak some truth. He's been through some stuff in life, so he's going to fuse his music with life stories. So Ja Rule, Wyclef Jean, tell you, we have them. Boyz II Men.
Oh, wow. You sold me.
Boyz II Men.
You sold me.
Tower of Power, War. Who else? We have something for everyone as far as the concerts are concerned.
So tell me a little bit about why people should be, tuned in leading up to the fair. And like, I understand you guys have a newsletter.
We do.
So tell me why people should, follow you guys and be tuned in. I understand, there's some benefits of, being subscribed and paying attention leading up to the fair.
That's right. So even with our concert series, even though we've rolled out all of our concert artists now, if you're a subscriber to the newsletter, you can get pre-sale tickets before they go on sale for the general public. So you can get those close seats. Although the concert tickets are free with admission, but Some want to sit up close, see their favorite artists.
Take pictures.
And we also have discounts. We have different promotions. For example, just a few weeks ago at Ag Day at the Capitol, we have a QR code. You scan it, you get 50% off for the folks that did. No longer available. 50% off of a season pass.
Wow.
It's important because you're thinking 17 days of fun. 350 developed acres of fun. It's hard to do in one day.
No, you could never do that anywhere else. Disneyland,
Right.
Universal. No one's doing that. Six Flags, nobody's doing for that price. You can't beat that.
And that's what we try to do. Make it affordable for families. Because we know things are tight. So it's like, okay, what can we do to make sure that families can come and have a great time? We do have a Mother's Day special coming up, so subscribe to that newsletter, follow us on our social media. Then you'll see, okay, so you know what? This is a prime opportunity for me to go ahead and buy those tickets.
I mean, that first of all, the fact that you guys are still here, still putting on these big events, right? Still having these big acts come, to the community and really family fun, and it's really community driven, right?
That's what the California State Fair is about. We want to make sure that it's inclusive, that people can come and have a safe place to go on a daily basis. And from Monday through Thursday, we're open at 4 p.m. now. And so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we open at 10 o'clock. So if you want to bring your family in an early morning on the weekend, you still have those Friday, Saturday, Sunday to do so. But it is very much family oriented. Heavily on kids programming. We have kids programming from one end of the fair to the other. Our kids park with all the little bitty kid rides, and then of course we have our big midway with all the big kid rides. And Butler Amusements, they're bringing in 4 new rides this year.
Wow.
4. So it's going to be something big.
What I like is, see, you guys really first of all, and you can tell me more.
Yes,
there's so much thought and planning that goes into this, but what I like is that you listen to the community. You guys make adjustments, right? So it's every year, you put on this great event that's really community and family driven, and then you listen to feedback, right?
Of course.
What could we do next year? What adjustments can be made time wise? What do people want to see? And that to me is what makes the California State Fair so special.
When's the last time you've gone? I'm gonna put you on the spot now.
I went 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part about the fair?
The food. I'm not gonna lie, the food. You get different food trucks up there, vendors.
Yes, yes. And so speaking of food, we do have a fair food vendor competition. Really? Not open to the public to try. However, it's at our California Save Mart Kitchen, and you can come there and see the competition. We have judges that will judge the food. Our Country Fair cinnamon rolls, they have won Best of Show for their creation. So he's always thinking of different things that he can create.
See, now you speak my language.
Right.
This is what gets me there, the food. I mean, I love Babyface, concept, but I gotta eat, for me, it's okay, what food's gonna be there, and so, that right there is enough for me to be like, hey, I gotta check out the cinnamon rolls.
Right.
Okay, so again, like I said, we talked about how much planning goes into putting on the California State Fair. Tell me a little bit about because I understand the date. You set the dates, but next year is going to be a little bit different, right?
Next year we're moving to the fall.
Okay. And why?
Well, a number of reasons. Once again, you talked about the feedback from the public. People are like, it's so hot in July. Why do you have it in July? It's the hottest time of year. Well, unfortunately, with the way our climate's changing, we see triple digits in September and even into October, but the heat is different because summertime heat. Now, this is the meteorologist coming out in me as well. The angle of the sun, you have that just heat defining days. And so we wanted to listen to our public and say, okay, and it's not an easy change and transition. So we've been working on this for some years, because you have to consider we have our food vendors, we have our ride vendors, we have our commercial vendors. It's not just the State Fair moving the dates. It's considering the fair circuit and our vendors and our partners. They've really become our partners over the years that we partnered with them. And so we had to take a lot of things into consideration. So I think we found timeline that works for everyone.
For everybody,
you know,
yeah.
yes.
See, and that's what I meant earlier is like, you know, where else are you going to get that type of feedback where you guys listen to feedback, right? Like if you go to Universal or like Disneyland, whatever, they don't care about like you know your concerns as much. I don't want to say they don't care, but it's not community driven like the California State Fair is, and I feel like my voice matters, you know, and this is also why we should be supporting it, is because you know we actually have the ability to affect change.
We do. At Ag Day at the Capitol, there was a young man there. I said, "Oh, are you a 4-H or FFA student?" He goes, "Yes." I'm like, "Oh, have you been to the state fair before?" He goes, and his mom's like, "No, we haven't been able to because it's the same time he does pigs. He shows pigs, so it's the same time as the California State Fair." I'm like, she goes, "But next year we'll be there because of the time change." So I'm hoping that this would be more kids would be able to come and show their animals and show how they've been working so hard on their projects.
Okay. Yeah. So, and again, it's 17 days of fun, right?
17 days of fun.
So you talked about the concerts, and
Yes.
so you gave a little bit about competitions. Is there anything else that like maybe surprises that you know that you can maybe tell us about?
Yeah, oh yes, for sure. We have a new exhibit in one of our expo buildings. It's called the King Tut Experience.
Really?
It's put on by Stage 9, and they always do a fabulous job in bringing informational, educational things. And that's one of the things that our CEO, Tom Martinez, talks about, education and fun. We want to be able to educate people about the history of the State Fair and show where it's come from to where it is now and where it's going in the future. So yes, so we're talking about King Tut. I mean, we're talking about ancient history here. And people will be able to come and learn about this King Tutankhamun.
See, and that's what I like about the State Fair is that, like you said, you mentioned earlier, it's something for everybody. You know, it's not just for like families. Like I said, it's not just for little kids, big kids. You know, because if you ever go, like for me, right, it looks most adults go at night, right, or go later in the day, right?
No, it depends.
Really?
It depends upon the age range.
Well, you know,
some want to come
listen,
and.
we were drinking, so you know we.
Oh,
decided
gotcha. So you spent time at the wine garden.
There we go.
The Save Mart Wine Garden.
So, you know, what I'm trying to say is that there's a different crowd sometimes.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
And so it's something for everybody. For the people like me who go with some friends, we're drinking, we go a little bit later, right?
So do you like beer? Some of your friends, maybe?
Yeah.
For those who do like beer, we have a beer garden this year, a beer tent, yes. And it's the name escapes me right now, but it's going to be all California beers in there. So,
really?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's new this year for the adults, you know.
Now, I got to ask,
Yes.
you know, we're in California, you know, is there going to be any cannabis at the fair?
Of course.
Okay,
Of course.
you know.
This will be the 5th year of our cannabis competition. It's not, you know, people go in a room and they smoke and say, okay, that gave me a really good high. It's all scientific based.
Okay.
So there's a cannabis lounge there. If you've never gone, it's educational. There's history of the cannabis industry, not just local history here in California, but ancient history as well. So it's a really good display.
See,
Very educational.
Stuff like that, I mean, events like that, and, you know, it's crazy to me that, you know, when people would talk about the state fair is, you know, some of the criticisms used to be like, oh, well, if you've been once, then, you know, you've seen it. I'm like, that's not true.
That's not true.
Because it's always different every year.
It
you know, like
is.
they work very hard behind the scenes to bring different artists, to bring different stuff. And, you know, for me, you know, I feel like that's something that should be highlighted more, you know? And so that's part of the reason why I wanted to have you come on the show and just really talk about that.
Yes.
You know, and speak to the fact that, like, you know, there's so much work. Because we all know the state fair, but we never get to see
The behind the scenes, right?
Yeah,
It's a lot of work. We actually started working on this year's fair last year.
Okay.
Before last year's fair was even in the books. So we're already thinking about themes. We're already thinking about, okay, what worked, what didn't work, what drew a lot of, you know, crowd and attention. And the one thing, I want to go back to our concerts because our CEO has put a lot of effort and we've increased the budget for our artists, and it shows. You know, several years ago we had Patti LaBelle, you know, we had TLC, and so we want to keep building on that momentum to say, hey, here's who we have, and we want to be this premier place where you come for the summer. There's no other place like it.
One day we might have Bad Bunny on there. You know?
Dude.
I'm saying it
You're
here
throwing
now.
that out
Yeah, I'm
there.
throwing it out there. So if we have him, go back to the show later. He said it. You know.
Yeah, but we do have our youth mariachi competition. So, and we do have our Latino audience that we cater to. We cater to everybody. We have our gospel festival. We have our Pride Day at the California State Fair. When I say something for everybody, all inclusive, we want to include our entire community from, Northern California down to the Central Valley.
So for you, tell me a little bit about you and your team.
Yes.
What is the biggest challenge in putting together the state fair?
Woo! Logistics, I would say, because you have so many moving parts. We have 350 developed acres. From our Michelob Ultra Grandstand to our Butler Amusement Park Midway. So that's a lot of real estate that you have. We have in between everything our California Kitchen, our sponsors. We have so many different cooking demonstrations at our SMUD Induction Cooking Kitchen. Every day we have cooking demonstrations from 10 a.m. until just about 10 p.m. So I should say that's for the weekend, 4 p.m. until 10 p.m., Monday through Thursday. Right. So there's so many things that go into play with our competitions. Like right now, we're still wrapping up our commercial competitions. We started with our olive oil competition. Then we had our cheese competition. We're in our craft beer competition. And then we'll wrap things up with, wine.
Hey,
wine.
hey.
California is big for wine.
I'll be there for that one.
But throughout the state fair, we will have like olive oil tasting. We have our classroom where people can come and learn about how to taste olive oil, how to taste wine, what to look for in cheese. So we have sampling going on throughout the fair. So best thing, get to that castatefair.com. And we'll start inputting more information about what you can expect and the times and days of everything happening.
Listen, I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I'm excited. We're gonna dive more into everything that you can find at the California State Fair. But before we do that, I hate to do this. I know my audience always hates when I have to take a break, but this is how I pay the bills. So I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we'll be right back after these messages.
Okay, sounds good.
Hey everybody, it's Jessica Jolia, and you're watching Everyday Amazing with Sky Alton.
Everyday amazing with Sky Alton.
Welcome back to the show. I'm still here with Darla Givens, Director of Media Communications for the California State Fair. And behind the scenes, we were talking about another thing that makes the California State Fair so special is the people and the stories behind, some of the competitions. And, I just kind of want you to share the story that you told me about this amazing person who you came across.
Yes, Sherry Farmer Wood. She was in our California commercial olive oil competition. She bought a farm years ago, planted 10,000 acres or 10,000 lavender plants, and someone says, hey, you have 10 acres more. Why don't you plant olives? It'll take about 5 years for you to get a harvest. She goes, oh, I don't have 5 years. Because she was 64 years old at the time. I don't have 5 years in me. Well, she decided to plant, got her first harvest after 4 years. She harvested in 2025, milled, entered the California State Fair commercial olive oil competition for the first time, and won.
That is amazing.
Amazing. She knew nothing about farming, but she read books. She went to UC Davis. She said she did some Googling to find out what makes a good olive oil. And she won a blend of 2 varietals from France. And so she won the best blend.
60 years old, still out here.
No, she's 73 now.
She's 70.
She planted her first at 68, took 4 years.
Wow.
And so, she says, I'm 73 years old. I'm like, so it was just layer upon layer of interesting facts about this woman. And I'm like, those are the stories we like to tell. Not this, the fair is here, it's open, but this fair impacts people's lives. It's something that she never thought about, when she first planted. She goes, I didn't know if I was going to even get olives. She thought she'd get about 100 gallons of olive oil. She got 500 gallons.
That is amazing.
While I was out there, it was raining, April. And she says, see, these are budding. When you have the buds and you don't have the rain, there's a 7% chance that all your buds will, produce fruit. She goes, but when it's raining, that chance increases to 58%. So I'm just like out there soaking it all in. It's like, this woman's so full of knowledge. She's going to be at the state fair, pouring her olive oil, sharing her knowledge. So you can come by and sample her olive oil. She'll even have some olive oil out there for sale. So it's just amazing, the people that we run across.
First of all, that is a beyond amazing story.
Yes.
I might have to have this lady on the show. Because,
We should.
Yes, because that is just, the fact that, first of all, her saying, I'm going to Google some things, or
Right.
embracing technology,
Yes.
and then doing all this research, and then just lightning in a bottle, right?
But did I tell you what she was in a past life?
Tell me.
A banker. She knew nothing about farming, but she just, she's just amazing.
These are the community stories
Exactly.
that make the California State Fair,
Yeah.
Just our community in general, California, Sacramento, just so inspiring because, people hear that and they may have an idea, they may be thinking about
Yes.
doing something, and it shows them it's never too late.
Never.
Do it, follow through,
Right.
do your research, and who knows, you can be in the next state fair, highlighting something or maybe entering a competition.
Exactly.
That is-
I know. It's absolutely amazing. And one of our vendors, hot dogging, Eddie Barrera, he started selling snow cones in his garage years ago. Got shut down by the county 3 times. He goes, you need permits. He goes, okay. Now he has this huge stand of hot dogs and tater tots, different kinds of tater tots out there. And he says, I'm truly blessed. This is, and we become family out there. We know the vendors. We try to help each other as best as we can.
And this time he has permits.
No, he has the permits, yes.
I mean, that is amazing that, like I said, it's the people, right? It's the
It
people
is.
that really makes
is.
it so special. Because like you said, it's not just this thing where you come out and you spend some money and then it's just, a generic. It's just like, these are real people, real stories. Every vendor
Yes.
out there, there's a story behind how they got there
Yes.
and why they do it,
And it's a labor of love, and we want folks to come out and have an experience at the California State Fair. A good experience, of course.
Obviously.
And that's what we focus on. It's like everybody having a great time.
So for you personally, what's your most memorable experience at the California State Fair?
Okay, so I'm going to go way back. Way back, I was working as a broadcaster at one of our local TV stations. I was pregnant, but no one knew it because it was the start of the California State Fair. I was out there early morning doing my live shot. Hey, do you want to get on a ride? It's like, no, thank you. Can't do it. So my memories of the State Fair are bringing my kids from being in my belly to him being born, having my niece there. He was about 7 or 8 months old, and my niece was about 18 months old or so, 2 years old, and pictures of them on the rides, and her holding him, and then seeing the other families around. It brings so much joy to see these families. And, of course, at one point, oh, don't go to the California State Fair. It's not safe. It's not safe. I used to feel that way because I tell my little cousins, it's like, hey, darkness falls, you go to the other side. First year I was there, I was up on one of the sky rides or Ferris wheel, something, looking down at these families. You had abuelas and abuelos with their little grandchildren walking around with big stuffed animals that were bigger than them. I'm like, there is nothing wrong with this state fair. This state fair is full of family fun. And that's the image that we work hard to change, people's perspective of, back in the day. And so it's just like, that's the image that we want people to walk away with. It's like, I want a big old bear at the state fair. So there's so many different, experiences that I've had that truly enjoy. And that's why I love doing what I do.
I can tell.
Yeah.
I can definitely tell you are doing exactly what you should be doing. And just like you, I'm pretty sure there's over 1,000 people who can share why
yes.
the state fair is just a memorable place and why they continue to go and support like every year. And you guys have successfully like changed that narrative of like, oh, it's not safe, because I haven't heard that in like a long time. Yeah,
Yes.
that has
Yes.
not been the thing,
No.
and it's a testament to the work that you guys are doing, right? But first of all,
Yes, sir.
before, because my director's in my ear telling me we gotta wrap it up. There's a game that I like to play.
Okay.
Right, and for my audience out there, they're familiar with this
Okay.
game. I like to have my guests pull a card.
Goodness gracious. All right.
And I have no control over. I don't change the
You
cards.
don't pre-select the card,
no,
you don't bend it
yeah,
in.
the cards just know, you
Okay.
know. And so you're gonna pull a card and you read it to us, and then you answer the question. But I always feel like the guests get the card that they're supposed to get.
Okay.
And it's always like an interesting story.
All right. So hopefully the writing's big. I don't have my glasses. All right. So you want me to read the card? Okay. How are you different from everyone else? Phew, geez. How am I different from everyone else? I think because it's not about me. It's about the people around me. And that's who I focus on, and that brings me joy.
That's an amazing answer.
Yeah.
That is an amazing answer right there. Since we have, even
Okay,
though my
okay, we have some time.
my
Okay.
directors, tell me wrap up, but I'm gonna pull a card too. I'm gonna pull a card too
All right.
because people want to know how come Sky never pulls a card. And the one card that I pull seems to be quite interesting. Do you believe in aliens? Is my card, people. Sure. The universe is a big place. I don't think that there's no other life anywhere. But anyway,
We did have an alien one time at the California State Fair.
okay, tell me about that. It was.
It was one of the Stage 9 productions.
Okay,
So,
okay.
yeah.
I was gonna say government. So before I let you go,
Yes.
tell me a little bit about. No, not tell me a little bit about. Let the people know
No. Okay.
all the websites that they should be signed up
Yes.
for, how they can support, how they can stay in touch. Just give out every social media so that way people out there watching this can make sure that they know everything they need to know.
Okay, so definitely go to our website, castatefair.com. You'll find out all that you need to know. The dates, July 17th through August 2nd this year. Our hours are Monday through Thursday, 4 p.m. until 10 p.m. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we open the gates at 10 a.m. Go to our social media pages. We have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You'll plug into our newsletter. You'll find out when we have special promotions. All right.
Thank you so much,
You're
Darla, for coming
welcome.
on the
Thank you
show
for
and
having
sharing
me.
why it's so important to, support and go
Yes.
to the state fair. I can't wait to, be there and check out the cinnamon buns,
Cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon rolls.
And I'll be
Yeah.
there drinking wine too.
Okay, sounds good.
And to the people out there, I hope you had as much fun as me. I'm hungry now, all this talk about state fair and food. But until next time, I'll see you then.